Hello everyone, and welcome. Why is it playing again? A little trouble there, sorry about that, but... Hello everyone, and welcome to the North Wilkesboro Speedway here in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina, for the running of the Safety Clean 200 here at this 5/8 mile oval under the lights. We should say some exciting racing, but 25 cars, once again, let's take a look at your starting lineup if you haven't seen it yet. On pole to 64 of Zachary DeLello, he was the last free agent to land a full-time locked-in spot for next season's Excel Energy Cup Series ride. He's signed on to Team Handley, who's outside Eli Bright. Then we have Jacob Edson and TJ Smith, row number 2. Then it's Jonathan Martin, Aiden Burkhart, Mac Johnson, Mitchell Collins, Gerard Lassiter, Mark O'Hara, Landon Lyons, and Luke Rainey, who's won the last 3 races in a row. Can he get number 4 tonight? It's going to be tough here. He's coming back, starting 11th. That's Ryan Butcher, Colton Yo, Sebastian Kukulon, Alexander Rowe, Brian McDonough, Diego Yepes, and then Oliver Galloway, Jake Galloway, 2 brothers on a row, and then it's Nathan Ormond and Dusty Neal. Dale Lightning, Larry Hagan coming from the back, and Steven Taylor, who's having a tough season. Let's head up to the command here from the Safety Clean 200 from North Wilkesboro.
Drivers, start your engines!
So as the field of 25 come to life, this race was originally going to go to Richmond, but the event organizers decided to bring it to North Wilkesboro because it provided a lot more exciting racing. And it is also going to support the Excel Energy Cup Series here, which should be running tomorrow in their ABF Freight 400. 25 cars as always for this event, this 5/8 mile oval, 40 laps of racing here tonight. Packed house here in the North Carolina countryside for the Safety Clean 200, and off of 4 the field gets the green flag, and a fairly poor start for DeLello, but he's going to really push Eli Bright up the track coming off. Jacob Edson trying to get underneath him in that number 43 Hayward Pool Chevy for Bradley Motorsports. Now DeLello on the high side, can't get anything there. Jonathan Martin muscling underneath TJ Smith, and we got cars sliding all over here. It's a slick track tonight. Taylor nearly slid all the way to the inside wall, but now Martin chasing TJ Smith up the track, and Aiden Burkhart nearly turned the 50 coming off the corner, backed out just in time. Now Edson has finally cleared Zachary DeLello and will try and mount out to a race lead. It's Larry Hagan with issues. He's down pit road, so not a good start for that number 83. Edson out in front. Here comes Jonathan Martin moving underneath Zachary DeLello for second. Luke Rainey's already found his way up to 6th so far, as Aiden Burkhart really gets a little tail happy off the corner underneath Lassiter. But Luke Rainey already up to 6th. That's 5 spots already made up on that inside line. He started where he needed to, and now he'll try and continue to pick off positions. Gonna have TJ Smith here back into 3rd. Mac Johnson up to 4th now, as we got more 3 wide back here still. Mitchell Collins has really fallen off up high. Not doing him any good there. He's gonna try and move past Mark O'Hara. Can't get up the middle just quite, as Diego Yep has fallen all the way to last now in the number 25. Oh, Ryan Butcher into the wall on the inside. He's going to save it, though. He nearly chases himself up the track. Nearly got into the 74 of Yo. Yo and Rowe rub together off of turn 2, but Ryan Butcher really had a somewhat of a save, you could say, as he got really far down to the inside. He slammed the inside wall and ended up keeping on going in that number 16 now. Back up front. Luke Rainey continuing his march toward the front. He's up to 4th, but pulling away out front over a half-second gap. Back to 2nd. Jacob Edson is really putting on a show tonight. Jonathan Martin really holding off TJ Smith. Smith's going to Rose Bradley Racing next year in the Cup Series. Edson currently drives for Logan's team here in Qualcomm, but no word on if Bradley's Autosport will return to Qualcomm next season. Now Smith will get underneath Jonathan Martin. As we look back a little bit. Oh, Yo hits the wall back there. Colton Yo slams the inside wall just like Ryan Butcher did, and he nearly slides Galloway up. They're going to go 4 wide, and they're going to wreck. Oh, man, Mitchell Collins was high on the 4 wide there in the 1, and it didn't work. Collins and Rowe with damage. Rowe's down the last, but not quite as Hagen's still on pit road. We're going to get a live replay of that one. It was with Dale Lightning because Colton Yo got sent to the inside wall and really slammed it here. Let's take a look. Colton Yo here slides off the corner, slams the inside wall. He's going to come up. Galloway tried to stick it underneath Lightning, sort of. No, Yepes really threw it in on the bottom, and Lightning had nowhere to go and hit Collins and Rowe up into the outside wall. Now jumping back to the live action. There's Dusty Neal currently in his 3rd start. He's running back in 11th, so pretty much a good day for himself in that number 49, replacing Sam Picard. And Burkhart moving underneath Eli Bright here. 7 versus 50, 2 of the strong contenders this season. Not doing the best tonight. They're back in 8th and 9th, but look back up front. Jacob Edson is gone. Nearly 1.5 second gap. Back to TJ Smith as now Alexander Rose back on the track without a hood. Couldn't see as is all rumpled up after getting into the back of Mitchell Collins. Now, speaking of Mitchell Collins, Mitchell, I know you're in chat. I'm going to have to ask you to check the Discord after this race about your ride for next year. So, don't mind about that commentary break, just taking care of some business. But now, TJ Smith has a bad turn 3. He's going to have Jonathan Martin up his inside, but Martin really lost the car off of 4, and Luke Rainey took a similar line to Martin that time off the corner. They basically synchronized slid off the corner there. That could have been bad, but they've kept it together now. As Rainey continue his charge up to front, he's trying to get underneath Jonathan here. Can't quite do it, as now Edson's going to have to deal with the lap car of Alexander Rowe. We watched this, but this race absolutely flying by here from North Wilkesboro. We're already on lap 16 of 40 here tonight in the Safety Clean 200. Looks like we might have a battle for the 9th spot back here. At least it looked like it was going to be. Neil thought about sticking up underneath Mac Johnson, but Eli Bright's fallen out of the top 10, surprisingly. He must have been stuck up on the high side after Aiden got by him. The tough break for the 50 car was down to 13th, but Ryan Butcher, I'm going to give credit to the driver of the 16 here. He slammed the inside wall driver's side. I don't know how he's not shaken up after that, but he is still running hard. He's up to 12th. Now, Luke Rainey's charge might be falling away from him. He's stuck up high, and Zachary DeLello's already gotten by him, and so will Sebastian Kukulon. Kukulon and Larry Hagan will be teammates next season in Cup, driving for the team owner of the 64 and the 74, who will be driving in Cup as well, A.J. Jones. So, Kukulon, Hagan, and A.J. Jones will be driving on Jones Performance Racing. Lassiter underneath Rainey as well. This is going to put Luke outside of the top 6 now. Lassiter was running 7th that time by at the line, but slowly closing in is TJ Smith. He's shaved some time off, probably with Edson trying to dance around the lap car row there. Larry Hagan, I think they're trying to fix that car, but not going to do him any good as he's done for. I think he's out of the car, actually, but tough break for him. Let's take a look at the back half of the field. Colton Yo, Steven Taylor with some side damage. I don't know where that came from. Has he been into the inside wall? Oh, here. Very early on. It was lap 8. Last car on track. He just bounces off the side of Diego there and hits the inside wall just like a couple others have done today. That explains the damage on these cars. They're all the ones running in back. All gonna have to go back to the body shop after this run today. But we're past halfway. Look at this. O'Hara and McDonough back here. Jake Galloway, too. These guys having poor days. Now we look back. Luke Rainey has slipped to 8th. He might slip to 9th, depending if Mac Johnson can get by him in the 92. But this 3 races wins in a row for Luke Rainey. That streak will come to an end tonight, as I don't think he's going to get back up there. So we're going to have 16 to go, this time by at the line. Alexander Ross still off the pace. TJ Smith trying to close up to the back of the 84. But it's not going to help Edson any, as he doesn't have really anybody to draft off of. Smith is really putting in good laps. He's continuing to close and close and close a little bit. And Fitzy pops the name in chat, which I did not want to hear. So that's lovely. But we're going to take a couple on-board laps here with Jacob Edson here in the Safety Clean 200 as he works toward the end of this race. So even at this little track, you are seeing some very quick lap times out of a guy like Jacob Edson here out in the lead. But as we flip to a wide angle of the track, let's take a look at who's running fastest. Surprisingly, Edson's nowhere to be found up front. He actually is only 15th quickest on track. Fastest so far is Mac Johnson, who currently is running 8th. So you see with this spectator shot basically in the middle of the grandstands here at North Wilkesboro, that TJ Smith is there, but he's not really closing. He's maintained the same gap since probably around, lap 10 or so. We flip back to the regular shot here with the laps winding down from the Safety Clean 200. Edson still leading over TJ Smith. These two both going to Cup next season. Jonathan Martin is not. He does not seen after his sign-up. Then we have Zachary Lowell, Sebastian Kukulon, 2 guys going to Cup. Alexander Rowe, probably eligible for a part-time spots if he wants it, but I've never seen him in, Stream. Lester going to Cup. Burkhart will probably get a part-time ride. Mac Johnson could get a part-time ride if he asks for one. He's not been very active, to say the least. Luke Rainey is going to Cup. Probably a big signing out of Tim Foster's team, Loaf Racing. Foster owns the 83, of Larry Hagan. And that time by, we saw a big slide on Aiden Burkhart. Tough break for the 7. He's probably going to not get past Lester before the end of this. Lyons isn't active. Butcher actually bought out John Rolson Racing. Orman's going to Cup. Wright's going to Cup. Neal has a part-time ride. O'Hara's not going anywhere. And Galloway has a ride. McDonough has a ride. Yepes is going to be owning a team next season. Monster Motorsports. Lightning nowhere to be found. Oliver Galloway nowhere to be found. Steven Taylor nowhere to be found. Colton Yo could get a part-time ride if he wants one. And Mitchell Collins. I need to see after the end of the stream which full-time not locked-in car he wants. He's got a couple options. Lay Hagen down pit road, he has a car. But now, coming around this time by, it's only 3 to go for Jacob Edson. And if you're watching the stream as I go over all these rides, part-time sign-ups are available for any new viewers who are not in the Cup Series yet. Just join the Discord down below, and you'll find it there. But this time by, it's going to be 2 to go here North Wilkesboro, the Safety Clean 200, absolutely has wound down. TJ Smith had put in some good laps out of his 46, just couldn't quite catch him at all. But Edson that time looked to be running up the track. Are his tires giving out? I don't think so. Smith would need a miracle to get this win. Now here's Zachary DeLello sitting in fourth. It's going to be a good point stay for him as the white flag comes out. Sebastian Kukulan going to get into the top 5 as now Rowe could hold up some of these guys, but I don't think he will as he goes up high. Now, down the back straightaway into turn 3 for the final time. The Hayward Pools, number 43, will be going to victory lane here in North Wilkesboro. Jacob Edson comes off of turn 4 and wins the Safety Clean 200. So a calm race here from North Wilkesboro. Aiden Burkhart taking an extra lap around. We see everybody flicking by as they come on the pit road here at the end of it. It's a very calm and collected day for sure. Only a couple cars got damaged, and obviously Larry Hagan got out of it before it even started. 40 laps down. Ugh. Tough day for him. Anyways, the pole sitter did not win. It was Jacob Edson who started in third and led the entire race, I want to say. Did he lead the entire race? I'm not 100% sure. We will see when we go to score 4, but let me export the results, save the replay and all that. I'll be back here in a minute. Edson did lead all 40 laps, alright. And those files have been generated, so now go to your point standings, and guess who's still on top? It is none other than Luke Rainey. Still 3 wins, 4 top 5s, and 7 top 10s. He leads only 18 points now to Kukulan, as Kukulan was 22 back, so Sebastian did gain, and Sebastian probably having one of the best seasons with 6 top 5s and 8 top 10s, but still the best average finish goes to Luke Rainey. No, actually, Mac Johnson has the second best average finish at a 9.83. So, take a look at some other big position changers. Hayden Burkhart up to 3rd, Johnson up to 4th, Lassiter up to 5th. Larry Hagan with a poor day falls 4 spots down to 7th. He is now 43 back. Edson helped him a little bit. He's up to 20th in points. Currently the lowest driver with the win. Only 2 top 5s and 2 top 10s. McDonough as well with the win. But talk about a march so far this season is Zachary DeLello. He's up to 10th. And he was last in points for about the first 3 races. So big gains out of the number 64 driver. And poor Dusty Neal back here. He's going to jump Sam Picard, at least in the standings, but I doubt he will jump anyone else. Boy, Brian McDonough have probably one of the worst win seasons. Only 1 top 5, which was his win, and only 2 other top 10s. Edson at least got another top 5, but those are your point standings. I'd like to thank everybody for coming out in chat tonight. And Mitchell, if you could hop on Discord for me and we can talk, that would be great. Aside of that, tomorrow should be the ABF Freight 400 from North Wilkesboro, the Cup guys, and I forgot to mention it in the race, but this is basically halfway in the season as 2 races just got cleaned off the schedule here for Qualcomm and about 6 for Cup. So I really want to get to Season 2. I hope you guys are as excited as I am. See you next time.